Roll that beautiful bean footage.
Are you a saucy sheriff kind of guy?
Yeah, sure. Uh-oh. Hold on. I can't find my buttons.
Recording in progress.
There's one of the buttons.
There's one.
And the other one.
These are the tales and ramblings of two men, their dream of running a successful food truck business and life. We invite you along to join Josh and Skippy on this journey. This is Monday Morning Food Truck.
Good morning, Skippy. Happy July.
Joshua, where are you? You in a little cave over there?
I'm in my trailer. I have work to do. It's a rare Monday where we're going to be open.
Well, good. I'm glad. I'm doing well. And yourself? How are we doing today?
I'm tired. This is my day off.
Yeah.
I'm tired. I'm tired, man.
Yeah.
It was a busy week last week. It's going to be a busy kind-ish week this week. So, yeah.
Working at your does that blow your theory of low holiday turn?
No. Because we're still going to be closed the day after 4th of July. Because I think it'll be slower that day than it would be normally.
Okay.
We're doing work today and tomorrow because of private, well, not private, but
sure.
People throwing block parties and neighborhood fireworks stuff. So 4th of July is a little bit different. Yesterday in Newaygo was a weird day. I thought it was going to go one of two ways. Either there was going to be a whole lot of meat by the pound type of day, lots of large sides, people getting food for parties and stuff, or we were going to be really slow. We had a little bit of both. It was hot and heavy for the first hour and a half. We had somebody order 10 loaded mac and cheeses. They brought their own pans and asked if we could put it in there for them. Yeah, I mean, we did a lot of meat by the pound yesterday, which is what I thought would happen, but I think we always sold out an hour early. Because after we got through that initial onslaught of everybody coming to try to get food, it was slower.
Your feed keeps cutting in and out.
Yeah, probably because I'm working off the frickin' Wi-Fi. Let me open my door here so the signal can get out better. Of the big tin box.
Yeah, it's got to go to space. You realize that.
What's that?
It's got to go to space. You realize that.
Yeah, I know. So
okay,
yeah,
now you're good. Now you're all set.
I opened the door.
I know. Good.
So yeah, I mean, I'm not sure what you heard or didn't hear, but
a lot of loaded mac and cheese I heard.
10. Somebody ordered 10 and brought their own pans. So, which is the first time that's ever happened. She brought 2 half pans and said, "Can I get 10 loaded mac and cheeses in this?" I said, "Well, that's the size pan our mac and cheese already comes in, so I'm just going to leave it in our pans and we'll top it." So, yeah, I mean, we had a stretch of like 6 orders, and the smallest one was $70.
Wow. Where was this again?
Up in Newaygo.
Yesterday.
Yeah. And we really had no idea what to expect with it being. There's a lot of lakes up there, and a lot of the lakes do fireworks the weekend before 4th of July typically. So a couple of the big lakes in that area were doing fireworks that night. So a lot of parties that day, so we just weren't sure with people cooking out themselves and what to expect. So we're going to call it a successful day. This was the first weekend before 4th of July that we were open. We've always taken that weekend off previously, because my dad usually has his party on the Saturday before the 4th of July, and I usually go and I usually do the fireworks for that. But we got so many requests this year, and so we went in with it and decided to see how it goes. They weren't phenomenal days. They were good days. I mean, worthwhile days. So the weather Saturday was, both days we had rain. So, I don't know. So I don't know if that kind of slowed things down a little bit, especially Saturday at the marina. But, all in all, they were fine days. And, yeah. But, yeah, with that... Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say I had 4 parties this weekend.
Nice.
And I felt bad for 2 of them because it rained during both of them.
But that's why we like doing them, though, right?
No, I know. It's like I always ask when I look at the weather report and I always text them and say, hey, do you have a plan for rain? Like, should I bring anything else? You know, do we have, in case we got to move food inside? You know, whatever. Because I've been caught with my pants down before. You know, my first time that ever happened. But
literally or figuratively?
Just a figure of speech. Definitely no pants were decreased in my time doing this. No, so it's yesterday was down. I mean, it downpoured 4 times, and what was good was these people put some money into their kids' open house. It was at a wedding barn.
Okay.
Photo booth, money machine, like that little air thing that you walk in, you grab money.
Is this the... Jesus Christ. Is this the one that they added stuff on because they were worried about...
Oh, yeah. Yeah, the one I way underquoted.
Really kicking yourself for that one now, huh?
Well, here's the thing is I had food left over, and I gave them some, but I didn't give them all. And I sold it to my neighbors anyway, so that's beside the point.
Aha!
But you remember last week when we were talking about, you know, tips and whether we feel appreciated or not?
Did you feel appreciated?
Oh, I felt real good. Yeah, it almost made up for it. He gave us a $400 tip.
Nice.
That was definitely better than the $4.35 tip I got on Saturday. So I dropped food off. I don't know. Has this ever happened to you? This is probably a blunder on my part. I dropped food off, and when they send me what they want, obviously I always send them an invoice. Say, here's what you ordered, here's the cost. And you have to I always ask for a deposit, and they have to access the invoice to pay the deposit.
Yep.
And she accessed the invoice to pay the deposit. So when I got there, I was going through, okay, so here's where everything is, because I set up a buffet for her. And she's like, we're missing something. I said, excuse me? Butthole puckered a smidge.
Yep.
I went out, grabbed my phone, looked at the invoice. I said, no, here's everything. She's like, no, I wanted this too. And I'm like, I go back to where she sent it. I'm like, some bitch you did. I said, well, good news is I didn't charge you for it. She's like, can you make it and bring it? I'm like, well, I'm on my way to a second party. I can bring it like around 6, and this is like noon 30.
Right.
She's like, you know what? Don't worry about it. It's all good. We got enough.
Well, that explains the $4 tip.
No, that was prior to. She paid me prior to. But the balance was like $5.95 and some change, and she gave me 6. So anyway, she I always text him or message him just to make sure, hey, everything go okay? Any feedback or whatever. And that was the post that I made yesterday. Was that she's like, I've been a part of many, many parties, and I haven't seen so many compliments. First, I saw the word complaints, and I'm like, oh no, that's compliment. I'm like, well, that makes up for your $4.35 tip. So that was good.
No, I guess our biggest blunder is there was a mix-up on the type of beans. So, we brought baked beans, and she wanted green beans for an open house.
Yeah, that was basically what I did. What I did. And I made some for the party afterwards.
Yep.
And they didn't go through all of them, so I totally could have grabbed a pan, but it was like a half hour away, and I was going to be late to the other one.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. And I went back through our messages, and it was just beans. You know, she wanted beans. So I I made the. We've never done green beans for an open house. It's always been for weddings and stuff. So I just made the assumption, you know, that now we don't. Now we don't assume anything, and
please characterize the type of beans you're looking for.
So, yeah, I mean, in our invoices, when we list out what they'd order and the whole kind of the day, you know, delivery at this time, what does this price include? blah blah blah, and I put payment of deposit constitutes agreement of the above. Changes can be made up to 2 weeks ahead of time. But yeah, I mean, yeah, it sucks having things change.
Luckily, it wasn't
kind of
like
on both of you. Huh?
Yeah. Luckily, it wasn't like a whole menu. It was just one item. And
had you responded to the message that she said she wanted to add it on?
No, that was part of the initial order. Like, so she sent me this huge order.
Yep.
And I would I'm like, ma'am, for 50 people, this is way too much food. And she's like, really? I've never done this before. I'm like, and then she says that, I've been part of many, many parties. Okay. But no, so that was good. And then we teamed up with an elephant ear truck yesterday at an open house, the one that I severely underquoted.
Yep.
Yeah, and it rained, and I felt bad, but I mean, yeah. But they're good people. They were actually the first. I didn't recognize the name until I saw them. They were the first people that booked me the first time when I first started the food truck. They're the first event I ever went to.
Awesome. See? Look at that.
A Republican rally. It's great. My wife loved that. And for everybody who doesn't know, my wife is hardcore Democrat.
How was the rest of the week for you?
Slow-ish. We had a good. I invited a friend out to his subdivision. He lives there, so he wanted to come work the truck with me. So I said, okay, that's fine. So we did that, and he's got that eccentric personality, and it was very hard to work with him. He cared more about showing everybody his kids that were there with his wife than handing out food to people. But it was like a $1,500 to 2-hour service, so I couldn't be upset with that.
Yeah.
And then we did a brewery Friday, hotter than balls, and humid, and I don't know, like $600. So, and then our normal location on Wednesday was not as busy, still did right around 1,000, but it was kind of a slower week until I hit the weekend.
We
had my smoker jam packed yesterday.
So we had a week. We talked last week Monday. About a whole lot of things leading into the last week of June.
Yeah, we did.
Meat prices being one of them, and how pork's been good, and then beef's been pretty steady. I paid $2.20 this morning for pork butts, $2.20 a pound.
Where?
GFS.
Damn.
Yeah,
$2.20
for the case.
I accidentally bought a case of boneless.
Oh. Fucking hate boneless. I hate how they cook. Drives me nuts.
Hey, if you ever accidentally get it, you cook fat side up?
Yeah.
Oh, I've noticed if you cook
helps
fat
hold them
side
together
up
a little bit.
Yeah, if you cook fat side up, it like stops them from like bulging, like opening,
butterflying.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I found that yesterday was that way. Anyway.
So, yeah, you had messaged me about brisket prices over by you on Tuesday.
Yeah.
I said, shit, looks like we jinxed ourselves. The other thing we talked about Monday was me possibly hitting a record month in sales as long as something catastrophically bad didn't happen. Well, hammer, meat, nail.
You should know not to talk.
So we had a corporate paid event.
Are we doing a good news, bad news thing?
I mean, yeah, kind of, I guess. So
let's do the benefit sandwich here.
So we had a corporate paid event for 350 employees. It was us, another entree truck, and Underground Cookie Club. So they do ice cream cookie sandwiches. So they were expecting 350. They had kind of done a which truck are you going to eat at type of thing, just so we could get better numbers. We were trending at about 60 to 70% of the take. So we pull in, we get next to the parking lot where we're supposed to go, and I stop to kind of figure out where we're going to be at in the parking lot. And I pull forward a little slowly, and I hear this clunk, 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 coming from behind me somewhere in the trailer. So I have Chris walking by the wheels on the trailer trying to figure out where it's coming from. We locate the issue. I crawl underneath there, and the back plate of the drum brake is not attached to anything.
Oh.
So
the brakes don't work.
Well, yeah. Sometimes. That brake, so 1 out of the 4 is wonky. Sometimes it engaged, sometimes it wouldn't engage, sometimes it would engage without brake pressure. So that was what the wobbling was. So we pull forward, we get set up, we're like, well, we're already here, we're gonna sell. We were prepared to cancel our evening if we needed to. So I hop on the phone to my mobile trailer guy, Zach, from, I'll get the name later and post it, to see if he could come out. He had done my brakes at my house a couple times ago just to see if he could get us in anytime. So while I'm on the phone with that, Chris is starting the generators. He pulls one, and the pull cable, the start cable, pulls right back out of his hand. So that was weird. Which I've lost grip on it before or whatever. It pulls a little bit harder. So he tries again, and it doesn't pull past halfway. So, well, that's not ideal. So the one generator wouldn't start. Engine had seized. So I have him turn off everything inside. Have him turn off everything inside the trailer. We start the other generator, and we run that service off of one generator with no airflow. So no AC, no vent, no. We had on bare minimum of what we needed to run. And it got fucking hot in here. But we got through the lunch. We served 175 out of the 280 they ended up having because they had people not show up for whatever reason. So that was a great lunch. And then, what's that?
And you're cussing up a storm the whole time. I can just imagine Chris being uncomfortable. Chris doesn't deal well with being uncomfortable.
It wasn't the least frustrating day I've ever had. So I'm talking to the guy, Zach, the trailer guy. He says, you're probably going to be okay to drive on it. He said the absolute worst thing that will happen is the brake will just lock up on you. And that wheel will lock. He said, if you're not driving far, he said, go ahead and let me look at my schedule and see if I can squeeze you in somewhere. And I'll meet you wherever you're set up at. So if you guys don't have a mobile trailer service, find one because they're downright handy.
Yeah.
So we didn't have a whole lot of far away stuff the next couple days. So we drove down. We did a concert series in Caledonia. That was okay. He said the attendance was about half of what they had seen outside of peak.
Of course.
Which, I mean, we still did okay. It was a $600-700 evening, which was fine after we did $3,000 for lunch. So,
yeah.
And then, he called me back, said he could meet us at our evening location on Wednesday, and we got permission from the subdivision we were at to pull in kind of closer into the yard, right next to the sidewalk, so the guy could get to the the driver's side tires easier without getting run over. And he did it right there while we were open for service. Replaced that drum, and then he checked the other 3 tires, and we were good to go. He says every 5,000 miles you should have your electric brakes serviced. So, there's a grease seal in them. He said about 5,000 miles. He said those will start to leak, and he says once they start to leak, they get all over the magnets and stuff, and then you start losing it. So every 5,000 miles, I set my trip on my truck, which isn't the same amount of miles as on the trailer, but it'll give me an idea at least to schedule it for the next time. the rest of the week, it was, pretty decent sales everywhere we went. Nothing huge, but we were surprised about how good Wiseman, our distillery, was on Friday. It was slamming. They came early and they came heavy that day. So it was a lot like Newego, but we hadn't planned we only were planning on being there for lunch, so we had pretty low amounts of food. Yeah. About half of what we normally bring. And it was gone in an hour and I think 15 minutes. So,
good day.
So yeah, we had 2 sellouts this week. We're at 17, I think, for the week, the year now. So, not bad. That's about. I don't want to sell out every day. I want to be close to selling out every day. So, that's the goal. Shipyard was okay. Grand Rapids canceled the Food Truck Friday on Friday. It looked like a lot of events were getting canceled on Friday because of air quality.
Yeah, a lot of Detroit events were.
That was a lot in the Facebook groups, on the Food Truck Facebook groups. A lot of people saying that their events were canceled. So luckily we weren't scheduled for that one, and we still had a decent day anyways. But yeah, we ended up at record for us. We hadn't hit a $50,000 sales month yet. I think we ended up just shy of 53 for the month. So
awesome.
A hell of a month. And July is starting out pretty good. Looking forward to this week. Tomorrow on the 4th of July should be a good night. The weather looks perfect. And they said they had a low count last year with it being a little bit rainy. And we still sold out early last year. So
that's good.
Yeah, we'll be ready to rock and roll tomorrow night with stuff. So we'll see. And then we're taking Wednesday off and then back to normal-ish schedule after that going forward. We don't have a ton of catering this month, really.
No.
Yeah, not a ton. Most of we're all done with, I think we have one more open house that's in a weird, it's like August in the middle of the week type of thing. And then, we have a few weddings coming up, but yeah, it's largely most of our catering's done. It was definitely heavy early. Yeah, we have a couple weddings in August, a couple weddings in September. And then we have another Etna service coming up too. So yeah, it's we're pretty happy right now with where things are sitting. So.
Yeah, I have this month is the month of food truck rallies and festivals. Or I wouldn't call it festivals, but like big events. So we're hoping July is going to be probably our best month ever.
Awesome, man. Yeah, we have a couple festivals coming up in August, but July seems to be mostly just regular stuff. We have a couple new locations. Yeah, a couple new locations, farmers markets. I'm going to be gone for a week, so Chris is running the trailer all by himself for a whole week.
At your house or his house?
My house. Just because of proximity to things. Less miles on the trailer, easier access to get to GFS and stuff as needed. Plus, all the storage and stuff is here, so.
So him and Pam full time for a week?
Yep, Pam said that she would work whatever is needed, and then we had Caleb. Caleb start last Thursday. He's going to be part-time. He's working a couple days this week, but 20 years old. His time at Amazon is coming to an end, and he's a part-time firefighter, I think, also. So we're kind of working around a couple of his schedules, but I'm hoping that he will be able to pick up some hours the week I'm gone, so that way he can take some hours from Pam, and if Chris needs to get out and do some stuff, banking or shopping or whatever, he can do that that week too. So
that's good.
But yeah, it should be. I'm sure he's already stressed out about it. It's just one of his favorite things to do is to stress out about things. So
True.
He'll do fine. They'll do fine.
Yeah,
we can't get to a second trailer without him being able to do this on his own. So,
true. Throw him in head first.
I mean, he's run it for a couple days before. I've never been gone for a whole week. I've been gone for a weekend, but never a whole week. So, I mean, we still get asked all the time about when we're going back up to the UP, and it would be lovely to be able to send him and another person up to the UP for a week, you know, and hang out up there. I mean, even the same size trailer is fine, you know.
Yeah.
But, yeah, and it's be able to do that, and be able to service that crowd up there, and maybe do that the same week we do 2 of the Etna locations up there, instead of dropping them off the schedule. So yeah, we're in the process of putting together their proposal for as many of their locations as we can do, and then handing off the ones we can't do to try to give them better suggestions for caterers. I know I'm going to reach out to Firewise and Tim's Full Belly Deli to see which one would be better suited for Milwaukee, and I guess Firewise. I'm not sure exactly where they're located at in relation to. I know it's a drive. It would be a drive for Tim, but I'm not sure exactly where Firewise is based out of. But I know they would show up and they would do a great job. Maybe I don't want them because they might do better than we would.
So they on Google they have 2 listings. They have one in West Allis, and then one in West Milwaukee.
Okay, so I think the West Allis is up by Green Bay, I think, right? I'm going based off.
West Allis is where they're based out of. So I think that's probably their corner where they set up, because they set up in that area, that corner, like 3 days a week.
Okay.
West Allis is west of Milwaukee.
Okay.
So that would probably be a good for them.
Yeah, so I will. I'll do that as much as I can for other trucks that we trust to be able to take care of them to a minimum of the standard that we have served. So, and I'm sure they'll blow them out of the water.
Green Bay is quite a jaunt from Milwaukee.
Yeah. So.
Well, good.
Yeah.
So I just found out that our little fair city of Jackson is ranked 5th worst crime area in the state.
That's good.
Muskegon Heights is number 2.
That's good.
It's over. Benton Harbor's over there. Yeah, it's interesting. So, yeah, I actually have a catering gig tomorrow. It's a birthday party at a winery. So today's my only day off.
Oh yeah, it would be mine too.
I actually, I'm going to get hate comments from me, but I actually hired somebody to clean my house.
Why are you going to get hate comments for that?
My wife has been gone for like 16 days, and I don't really make a mess, but I'm not the best at cleaning it up after I'm done, or enough cleaning up the trailer after I'm done.
We have someone that comes twice a month, cleans the bathrooms, and yeah, that's the biggest thing for me is cleaning the bathrooms. So cleaning the bathrooms, and they vacuum, which we do while they're gone, but it's not like a deep clean every 2 weeks, just a little tidy up, make sure everything's good.
We going to get meat?
I got a mac and cheese. I got to get my noodles off the stove.
You got to
they get hot.
That.
Huh?
Yeah. Hot nudes. You got hot nudes?
Hot nudes coming in. Oh, God. Oh, I don't have my calendar out. Oh, that's not good.
Where'd you find a big-ass calendar, by the way?
Talk amongst yourselves. Oh.
Well, as you can see, Josh is, well, you can't see anything. Josh is handling his nudes the way they should always be handled. With care. Yeah. For those that can't see, Josh is in his trailer right now. He's preparing for an event on his day off. Good for him. He's doing good work. Good work. Oh, there you go.
I'll be in and out. I'm still. So you're. So how was your June compared to last June?
I was down by, I don't know, $2,500.
So how does that affect your year? Are you still up for the year?
Oh yeah, still way up. Well, it's because I was open earlier, so yeah, way up.
Oh yeah, that's right. But so
I was looking at, I think I'm 20% up for the year.
That's good. When did you start full time?
Last year in May.
So was May your first full time month then?
Yes.
So were you up in May?
Yes. I
So
believe I was equal in, or I was equal in May. May was one of our busiest months last year.
Well, it's good that you at least were able to equal it then. Oh God! So many noodles.
So many nudes.
I really hate doing this with my glasses on. I can't
that was
see.
I was. Oh, actually, wasn't that far off.
So yeah, I think we're sitting at almost 14%. Our average check, I mean, we're almost at $32 now for our average check, which is freaking crazy. We're up 25% there. And I know some of that's the catering stuff, but I mean, we're not doing more catering jobs necessarily, so I mean a few more, but not, I wouldn't think enough to really move that number that much.
Okay, so for the month, for June 2022, I was at 29,759 with 982 transactions and a $30 average. June of 2023, I was 28,576, so it's a difference of about $1,175, so not bad.
Yep.
My transactions, though, are down 585.
Wow.
But my average sale is up $49, or to 49 from 30.
So you're having the problem that I was having in March and April, where everything was up, but I just couldn't get, people weren't coming to the truck. But the ones that were coming were spending money. Yeah.
Yeah. So my average, so my average this year now, I'm at a $30 average. My transactions are down like 1%. I have 3,025. So I'm up 17.8 in gross sales, up 19% in average, and down 8% in transactions.
Yeah,
That's
we've
crazy.
it was about a month and a half ago. I think we talked about my transactions. They were like 18% down. We've climbed all the way back up. I think we're about 7.5 right now, somewhere in that general vicinity, down, which is good. I know part of that's just the more transactions, the less. Even if we were holding steady with the same numbers in June, that number would still go down a little bit. But I think we're only short 400 transactions or something like that from last year at the same point. So we're making progress. We've gained. That means we were up 300 in June. So, and the rallies probably helped that a lot. Just seeing a ton of people in a short amount of time. So, so I gotta go grab a bag of flour out of my truck. Give me just a second. I'll be right back. But I'm curious as to what your last year July was and what you're kind of projecting for this year. And I'll be right back. A lot of dead air.
I was looking.
Solid radio there, Skippy. Solid radio.
That was the pee break. That was the intermission for everybody.
Oh, I got you.
That was the pee break. So last year's July was actually worse than June.
Oh. Well, that's what we saw. We've seen every year. It's July being our slowest summer month.
So, to previous 14% lower than our the June was. I'm anticipating, not expecting. That's not a good word. Anticipating that this July will be a banner month. We have so much stuff going on in July. We've got like just a lot of food truck rallies in July. Like a lot.
So what's your goal? Give me a number.
Oh boy.
Put it out there, Skippy. Let the universe know what it needs to give you.
Alright. Please hold.
So our July last year was 38 and some change, I think. And we were 45-ish on every month. So May, June, August, and September, we're all about 45. So I'm gonna go with I'm shooting for a $45,000 month out of July this month. That's the goal for us.
I'm counting. Hold on.
It's hot in here without the hood on.
I bet.
But I am pretty sure you would not be able to hear me with that on. Whew. Are we still calculating?
35.
That's your goal?
Yeah.
Cool. You can do it, buddy.
And I'm not thinking it would take a lot, and I think that's probably on the conservative side.
Oh, okay. So give me your...
Like to blow it out of the water would be 40.
Okay.
But because I have, I would have what you would call two festivals, I guess, events. This week, Friday and Saturday, we're at the Celtic Festival. We're the only outside food truck from like the Lions Club or whatever.
How many days are you going to be open in July?
All of
barring
them
any.
except for Mondays.
What's that?
All of them except for Mondays. So what's that? So minus 5. There's 5 Mondays in July.
So 26 days.
Yeah.
So divided by 26. So you need to average $1,538 a day.
And I don't, with what we have, I don't see an issue with it.
Exactly. So for me, breaking it down to, okay, what do we need to hit per day in order to hit whatever goal we have? Hugely helpful until you get into like a weird couple slow days. And you're like, well, shit. Then you got to recalculate the numbers. But again, it's still an average. So you know that you're going to do better than that on those festival days. So, but if you just start cranking out $1,500 days every day, and then before you even get to your festival, you're like, sweet, you start to build up a cushion, and then you get to your last week, you're like, shit, I only need to do $700 days this last week.
We've got 9 food truck rallies this month.
Holy cow, man, that's awesome.
And they're all local too.
Sweet.
So I'm not driving to Timbuktu just to go. I mean, Battle Creek is the farthest one. I think that's 40 minutes from me. But then we have one event that we did last year that we got our asses kicked at. So one of the events that we do is called Oberon. So it's a 5K sponsored by Oberon or Bell's. That you sign up and you get beer at the end.
Yeah.
So we give them a meal or 2 meals that they can pre-order.
Okay.
So we did like just a pulled chicken meal or sandwich or a pulled pork sandwich with 2 sides for $15, right? Nothing huge.
Right.
Last year was our first year doing it, and they have 2 other food trucks there, a vegan truck and a Spanish truck, and we pre-ordered 90 meals.
Damn.
And then for the people that didn't pre-order, we had our normal menu.
Yeah.
And we had 40 people in line while we were waiting to fill these pre-orders.
Sweet.
And so this time I'm gonna bring somebody else. We're gonna have 3 people there. They're gonna work the truck. I'm gonna work the pre-orders, and we're just gonna go until we're out. But that was almost a $3,000 day for us.
Good. See?
That's good.
Yeah.
What do you got there? What's the secret sauce? Judge?
Yep.
I love me some Judge.
Goes good on everything.
It is quite like Tabasco, yeah, or Frank's Red Hot or whatever it was.
Yeah, I put it on popcorn for a stretch there, and then I love it on cottage cheese. Really good on cottage cheese. So, we kind of didn't talk about your in-depth week. You had a new special this week.
Yeah, so
I talked to you that next day and how it went, and you said it was going pretty good, but...
Yeah, and it was. We sold probably, I don't know, 10 to 12 of them.
And for those that don't follow your Facebook,
so
what did you do?
My problem with being a food truck owner / somebody who likes to eat food is I love to try to create things. And for this Celtic festival we were trying to slim our menu down to just do creative pulled pork sandwiches. Just so I could pack the smoker full of pork, and that's all I had to worry about. So we have one called the Notorious PIG for all our 90s hip-hop people, which is pork, bacon, and bacon jam. But then we tried what we called the luau, which, trying to figure out from the islands, why could you call it that? So it was, we found this, we'll call it a whipped kind of dip from Sam's Club. It's a pineapple jalapeno popper dip. Now, we tried to make a sandwich with jalapeno cream cheese, and it just didn't have the heat, and it also didn't have the cream cheese wasn't whippy enough. It was hard to spread and toward the bun and stuff like
Especially
that.
on bread, yeah.
So this pineapple dip we tried it with pickled red onions, and it just was too tart, but it still needed some sort of crunch. So we basically made it jalapeno popper cream cheese dip on the bottom, pulled pork on top, barbecue sauce, and then French's fried onions on top of that. And we called it the luau. And yeah, I would say it sold pretty good for when we had it out for 2 days just to try it out, and it was pretty well. Even though we're using a store-bought dip, it still didn't overly affect our cost, our food costume. So, yeah, people seem to like it.
Are you going to do it again?
Yeah, it'll be part of our rotating menu. I'm working on not a new menu, but an updated one. But I'm scared to update it because I don't want people to think, oh, shit's different. It's the same stuff. I just don't like the name anymore because people don't know how to pronounce it. You realize like the word Cubano is hard for people to pronounce?
Cubano?
Can I get the Cubano? Can I get the Cabano? Can I?
We have, Durachos. That's our big one. Durachos. We have people adding in letters to it and Duranchos and Dorchos and I wouldn't think it would be overly difficult. But
see, you just need to offer the spicy version and use spicy nachos.
What was the other one? I don't remember. The menu items. Yeah, I think you'll be okay changing your name.
Can I get the Doranchos?
Yeah. I think you're fine changing the names as long... Oh, it's the buns. What's a briaki bun? What?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't mess with those briaki buns.
Yeah.
Oh, so how often, and I probably should ask Chris this, but he'll probably tell you, how often do you get, I'm XX, what can I eat on this truck? Like, I'm allergic, or I don't like, or whatever.
Yesterday, I think it was yesterday, we had a peanut allergy. We've gotten at least 3 messages in the last week about gluten. Gluten's a big one. We had one on Saturday. One lady was getting food for her family. She was vegan. She's like, I don't suppose you have anything vegan, or and then she said, why don't you guys try vegan stuff? And we just explained to her that we'd need another smoker to be able to do it properly. And we don't want to do it improperly, saying that we have vegan items and they're not truly vegan. So, but yeah, it's usually gluten is what we get asked about. Is there gluten in the rubs and sauces?
Yeah.
So that's our biggest one, and it's at least once a week.
Yeah, we get asked about that all the time. But I got a new one last week.
Okay.
Sunflower oil.
That we haven't had that when we had somebody pickles. Or no, it was.
Yeah. Well, I haven't had pickles, but
we had. Yeah, I had to look at a label on the pickles. It's like, is there something in the pickles? I was like, I don't know. Hold on, let me look at the jar, and it did, and it blew me away.
Well, so we use a cheese sauce as part of our mac and cheese, and it actually had sunflower oil in it, which I thought was very weird. I'm like, okay, yeah.
So they're fine with cucumbers, and they're fine with our pickled onions, but it's just the pickles that causes an issue. I don't know, but yeah, I was fascinated.
I love
those people. The people that are willing to talk about it. Yeah, it's just fun to. I find it fascinating.
I love the people that come up and ask for a sandwich without a bun, just to get mac and cheese.
Hey,
like that's my favorite.
They're trying to cut back on. They're trying to cut back on the carbs. A choice has to be made.
Yeah. Well, it's probably the worst of the two choices, but okay. I did have somebody ask for an open face sandwich yesterday. I'm like, then I lose a bun. I lose a top of the bun.
No, you still use the same bun, just to top.
You're like, I'll come back for seconds and get the top bun. I'm like, let me just make you a big sandwich. You won't worry about it. At least you get a vessel. Still looking for your noodles?
No, I lost a gallon of milk.
How many gallons of milk do you go through a week?
12. 2 gallons a day.
much do you pay for trash service?
I don't know. I don't know. I get the bill quarterly or whatever. I don't. And it auto so I never really look at it.
So I have 2 cans right now, right? And I fill them up pretty regularly. I fill them up pretty regularly. So we're looking. I called them. I said I need to get a 3rd can. It doubled.
Really?
For a 3rd can, I pay $233 a month, or a quarter for 2 cans right now.
I don't think I'm at that much for my 6. You probably have the space at your house. Is there room for them to be able to turn around in your driveway?
No.
Oh, so you wouldn't be able to do it.
For right now, I have a very narrow driveway. We're looking at getting it double, but it's very narrow.
So yeah, I had asked for a 5-yard dumpster to be picked up.
Oh, my wife would fucking kill me. She would fucking just excuse my language, people. I would be dead if I had a dumpster in my fucking house just for that shit.
Well, you need to make more money then, and then it's not as big an issue. But
she's an all-cash business.
They wouldn't do it around. They wouldn't do it because they would have to back out onto the road. There wasn't enough room for them to be able to back and turn around. So, and they aren't allowed to back out onto roads. So, so I was like, well, I guess I need 6 dumpsters. We'll start there. And when we were doing Wiseman, what's that?
Do you ask your venues to use their trash receptacles?
If there is one within eye shot of where we are, and they ask if there's anything else we need from them, we'll ask. But we never expect it. Yeah, on a good week, I'm only filling 3 of my dumpsters, and that's with house trash too. So, but I mean, I figure a dumpster per day, typically.
So I'm thinking about calling another. I'm calling another trash company just to get another one for a different pickup day.
Gotcha.
Just to see if it would work better.
It's the pans take up so much space.
Yeah, they do. Pans are horrible.
That would be my biggest reason for going to regular aluminum pans. Is I could probably cut 2 dumpsters out of the rotation.
Yeah.
But I tell you what, we're in prime maggot season right now.
Oh yeah.
I love looking up where I live and they're just crawling around the lip.
Oh, good little fellers. Hey, buddy.
My birds love it. We get more birds around the side of my garage, and they're just fucking picking them off one by one. Everybody's happy. I don't need bird feeders.
Found a grasshopper yesterday on my smoker.
Really?
Like, hey, bud. Chili. I'm like, how you doing?
Well, on the smoker's better than in the smoker.
True. So, do you have any creative specials that you've been eyeing or thinking about or anything like that?
Your sandwich has kind of rekindled some... Because we haven't done anything really new lately.
Yeah. You got the following to really test out something new.
Yeah, and we went through this stretch where we were trying to do one special for the whole week just because it was easier to shop for, but then it was, I mean, we're not going to get through specials nearly as frequently.
Yeah.
And then June was just so freaking busy that I was like, we're just sticking with what we know. What's the quickest specials we can do, the easiest specials we can do.
Chicken legs.
Yeah, we did a lot of chicken legs in June. But yeah, chicken salad will be coming back. We'll have the chicken salad wrap again, and I think we're gonna try it with a croissant too. And do
we did chicken salad once.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing. Like I had leftover chicken, so we cooled it down, did everything we did, and then did chicken salad. And no, like we did not really a food truck rally, but a vendor's market kind of thing.
Yep.
Where I thought it would go well because there's a lot of women. Nope, loaded mac and cheese, please.
It was that way the first couple times we did chicken salad.
Yeah.
But I didn't mind making it because the 3 of us on the truck all loved it. So, worst case, we all got some chicken salad to take home at the end of a couple days. So, and then it kind of caught on, and it goes pretty well every time we have people that come and buy pounds of it. So, so yeah, we'll do that. I think I think a croissant would be an interesting. It's pretty traditional to see chicken salad on a croissant. So,
Yeah.
or maybe if we do like a hollowed out croissant type of thing, or maybe a lettuce wrap. Try to not make it.
Get one of the big croissants, but don't cut it all the way through and make it like a boat.
Yeah. So there's that. I think there's a high potential for a chicken and waffle sandwich. Costco has small waffles.
Yeah, I saw those.
That would make a pretty solid bun.
You gonna toast them?
No.
No, like a toaster oven kind of, or like
right, I know. No, probably not. We'll keep them because you have to do them to order then. And I know it'd probably only be a few seconds to get a little bit of a crunch on them. I don't know what they're like out of the package. So if they're super soft, then they probably
just doing them like the cornbread and throw them in the warmer.
Maybe, yeah. Like I said, it all depends on what the texture is out of the package. If they're a little firmer and got a little bit of a crunch on them already, then we'll go with them as is. But yeah, that's a possibility. We had 2 people in 1 week ask when we're going to do bologna again, and we haven't done bologna since 2020.
Oh, smoke a Mississippi round steak.
Yeah. So, and when we did it, it never really moved. We did it because it was really a relatively cheap option for us, especially in 2020 when everything else was insane. Chubs were still pretty cheap, so that's probably something we're going to roll out again. The Big Bopper, that sandwich with the bologna. And I'm working on a spam pig candy pulled pork sandwich. So,
have you ever tried doing the Sweet Rags brisket and cheddar? Kind of like a Arby's beef and cheddar, but use your nacho cheese sauce.
We've done it, kind of.
Yeah, so it's worked for us for a while.
So that was part of our Star Wars special, the Two Sons of Tatooine, where we did open faced. One half was pork, one half was brisket with nacho cheese on top. Yeah, and that went pretty good. Yeah, it might be something we try again with that.
It gets messy, but you know.
Well, nacho cheese on a sandwich is so hard because so many people are. I mean, we are a quick service field. People aren't sitting down and eating at the trailer, so a lot of them are eating it in cars and stuff. So, we try to make things that are edible while driving as much as possible.
So FYI, a chub of bologna at Gordon's right now is $25 a roll.
Yeah,
for 6 pounds.
It's pretty cheap. How many pounds did you say? 5 or 10?
6.
6? Well, that is definitely higher than it was when we were buying it in 2020. But no, I bet you we were getting 2 days out of that though.
Holy shit! Damn, that brisket did go up.
What's Costco or what's GFS at?
$4.79.
Jesus.
What the flippers? I might want to.
Summer.
I'm gonna take this week off.
And I think that's just mostly because we're in summer now. We're in peak barbecue grilling outdoor cooking season, and I think that's just the natural spike that we have for summer. So, hopefully.
Okay, so Sam's is their case price and out of case price is the same price. So yeah, Sam's is $4.48 for Prime and $3.98 for Choice.
I went to our Costco because we have 2 Costco's. One that's right next to a Sam's Club, or not right next to, but close to. And the other one's not. So last week I went to because they were doing construction by the other one. I went to the one by Sam's Club, and I paid $3.49 case price for brisket. And it was $3.99 for the other one. So
our Costco's over here don't carry anymore.
well, we don't get primes; they're choice, but
yeah.
They are high-end choice for the most part.
Well, shit.
But they're working. The meat guy says he tries to order them every time, and they keep sending them choices, but.
Yeah, I think it's. I hope it's like that. I hope it's not just you know.
We see it happens every year. There's a spike in the summer. We saw it with competition stuff that you'd always see a little bump for the summer. You know, it's supply and demand. Demand's higher in the summer, so the prices go up too.
Yeah, I get it. I get it.
But as long as GFS, that's a pretty significant bump.
So GFS pork, bone in, non case price is $2.19.
Yep.
My Sam's non case is $1.98.
Yeah, I know Meyer had them for $1.99 last week. I'm not sure where they're at this week if there's any deals going on, but
well, we're gonna find out in a second. Yeah, I like going back to creative stuff. I love to create stuff. I mean, that's my problem is I create stuff and it's like I want to make a menu that's, just like Cheesecake's Factory, that's 17 pages long. But I understand that.
It's not very conducive to a truck, though.
No, it's not.
Yeah, and then we get to the problem where we have specials that, people love. And it's like, when are you going to do this one again? When are you going to do this one again? And we have like 20 different things that we're trying to rotate through.
Yeah.
And some of them sell okay, but we try to focus on the ones that are grand slams every time, Like I don't know that we've ever thrown away mashed potatoes at the end of a night. Or had mashed potatoes left over at the end of a night. Ever. I don't know that we've ever had mashed potatoes going into dinner. So
I'm not going to lie to you. I've been thinking about taters.
Yeah, it's that was one that really surprised me, especially doing it like on super hot days. Like that's the last thing I want to eat is a hot container of mashed potatoes. I don't know why it's different for me than like mac and cheese because it's the same friggin' thing. It's a hot. It's
just a hot starchy vessel.
Yeah, it's like
hot starchy vessel.
Yeah, but yeah, they always sell, and a lot of times we run them on places that we sell a lot of mac and cheese because it helps stretch out the mac and cheese a little bit further. But if we did them at a food truck festival, they wouldn't move nearly as fast because it's one of those things that our regulars know about.
Yeah.
So having new crowds, it's like,
yeah.
There's not the trust built up there. But yeah, and then like doing dirty cornbread. I loved it when we did the dirty cornbread. I thought it went really well, and that was just kind of a variation on our cowboy beans, where we start with
beans and cornbread.
Yeah, so we start with 2 pieces of cornbread in the container, and then pour the beans over the top with all the other stuff. No meat in them. And they went pretty good,
See, I don't do beans. I only do beans for catering. Which sucks because I really like our beans, but I don't have
beans
room.
It's not often that we have leftover beans. The biggest complaint we have with beans is cleaning the containers at the end of the night. Because we don't use disposable pans for those.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've talked myself in and out of using full aluminum pans about 1,000 times.
And you just can't stop.
It's the cleaning of them. It's the extra time to clean all those pans every night.
Talked about cleaning last week. Yeah, it's not. Plus they're actually coming down in price.
So, Chris and I were walking through GFS. We walked by those packages of plastic spoons that you love to throw away. And the only thing he said was $6.
They're only $4 at Sam's.
Oh. Yeah, I tell you, it was that whole section of the show that really threw my two people. They lost their minds.
All right, you ready for something else?
Oh, God. What else are you wasting money on?
So, drop-off catering, right?
Yep.
You know how easy it is for me to go to Sam's and buy the $35 package that comes with everything in it?
Yeah.
Instead of just buying the individual racks, the package of sternos and the spoons.
Yeah.
Yeah, this weekend I had 2 drop-offs, and I bought the individual racks, because I'm like, I needed 8 racks, sternos, whatever, and I'm like, damn it, these boxes only come with 3. I'm gonna need to buy 3 boxes.
Yeah, then that math really starts to hit you. You're like, holy crap, that's $100.
Yeah, it hit hard. So I just make sure that I buy a package of tongs, a package of spoons, an 18-pack of sternos, and the racks come in 2 packs. Those racks are just expensive. $8 for 2 of them.
Yeah, you can. So, yeah, I'm not sure what.
And I never get them back. So.
Yeah, we leave them a lot of the times. We tell them because we'll get asked. Do you want any of this stuff back? And they're like, if you want to hold on to it or bring it to us when we're in the area, you're more than welcome to. Otherwise, don't worry about it. It's all built into the pricing. I mean, we build it into the pricing. It's as a, we're always happy to get them back, though. Yeah, I'm not sure off the top of my head, what the price is on the cases of those wire racks at GFS, but I bought a case this year instead of buying the...
Oh, I didn't know you could buy a case.
You can buy anything by the case, buddy.
Really?
Yep.
Well, you love GFS.
Huh?
I said you love GFS.
It's because it's what I have close by, and I have 4 of them to go to that I can pick and choose what I get. And I love to be able to place an order.
Damn. So let's talk about drop-offs.
Okay.
So drop-offs, do you tell them, I guess, how do you explain like the chafing racks and stuff like that? Because if you do the drop-offs and they're open, the sternos can be kind of hot and stuff like that.
Okay.
Do you make sure that they know, hey, watch any kids that are walking around here, these are hot?
No.
Okay.
I'm not responsible for children as stupid people.
See, I completely understand that. But, okay.
There's warnings on the sternos. If anybody thinks...
They can't see them.
Well, that's their fault.
What's weird is the sternos from yesterday, some of them were like, the fire was shooting out from underneath the... Like, you could see it on the side of the pan.
Oh.
I assume it was because we were on a lake and it was a little windy. But.
Yeah. I mean, it's no different than, you having a set of tongs there, Those are dangerous if you stick them in your eye. Did you tell them to tell the kids to watch out for those? No, hey, these spoons are not swords, so if you could not have your kids running around with those.
No, but fire they might not be able to see. How about that?
Yeah. As we're setting up, we make sure that they know that everything's lit, everything is hot. At that point, it's their responsibility to let other people know.
So I'm on websteronstore.com, right?
Webster?
Yeah, Websteron. Chrome wire chafer stand for full-size disposable pans.
Okay.
Looks obviously very similar to what we can find here or locally.
Normal wire rack, yep.
Yeah, $6.69 a piece with no options to buy cases of them.
Holy crap.
But you can buy they actually sell half ones or half-size holders for $5 a piece in lots of 24.
Huh. It's weird that they don't sell those by the case there.
I know. I thought so myself. I'm not a big. One from Gordon's is $7 a piece.
Okay, what's the case price?
I can't get into that area.
Why not?
I've tried to go on the online ordering thing, and it doesn't like me.
All right, you're gonna make me do it, aren't you?
Well, just for the benefit of all our listeners. Do you do the 6-hour fuel or the 2-hour fuel? I do the 2-hour gel.
I typically do the 2-hour as well.
So that's $49 or $50 for a case of 72. Of course, I don't know what the difference between 2-hour methanol and 2-hour ethanol is. One better for the environment?
Yeah.
Well, it's not $40 better.
All right, so, I am showing for the Sterno Chafer wired racks is $5.50 a piece, and then, maybe that's by the case. So $99, $5.50 a piece. So a case, 18 for 100.
$1,800?
No, a case of 18 for $100.
Oh, Jesus! Sorry, I didn't hear all. I didn't hear all that there.
It's a whole pallet, Skippy. I am reaching out to barbecue logo guru Patrick Carlson this week for some graphics for the trailer.
Oh!
Not a wrap. Not anywhere near a wrap.
No, but a logo of sort, like a vinyl, something like a peel and stick kind of thing.
I'm just going to have him design it, and then I'm going to take it to one of the graphics places to have him do it. But yeah, just some, because my issue is getting rid of the green or covering up the green, and I've come up with some decent ideas, I think, for that to maintain that. Our cosmetic look is too popular and too well known that I don't want to lose it for our regulars driving by, and all of a sudden we're not a green trailer anymore, and they don't know that it's us. Because as many of our Facebook people know that where we're at, it's the other people that aren't on social media that they just count on driving by us at some point and stop in. You know, like they don't know what day we're at the gas station in Dutton. They just know when they drive by every day through there that if they see us, that's where they're having lunch. But at the same time, everybody that doesn't know us as the green trailer or doesn't know us at all would be nice for the name to be able to get on the trailer somewhere. So working on some very fun stuff to put on the trailer to further some branding, but also known that we try not to take ourselves too seriously. Clearly by menu item names and our name, and so yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Hopefully happening soon.
So by what you say about branding, that on your truck, your menu, you don't have one signature item?
We have. What do you mean?
So like with me, so one of my signature items is the infamous PB&J.
Okay.
Because it's got our name in it, you know. It's a signature item. What's your menu signature item?
What's Burger King's signature item?
The Whopper.
Where does it say Burger King anywhere in the name of the Whopper?
That's what I'm saying. I'm asking you. What do you? Well, if you're at Burger King, you're getting a Whopper. I mean, it's just what it is. Or original chicken sandwich. But.
Our best-selling item is the loaded mac and cheese.
Okay. So when somebody asks, what are you known for? What are you known for?
We've never been asked that once, but yeah. We get asked what's the best item or something like that. You know, but it's the same. Our best-selling item is this. Here's my recommendation. That's how we always handle that.
Okay.
Where are you going with this, Skippy?
So you're not of the believer that if you're a restaurant, food truck, whatever, that you should have a signature item.
We do.
Something that...
A loaded mac and cheese.
Okay. So that's your signature. So what I thought about doing was on the menu, putting like an asterisk at that.
Okay.
And saying, somewhere on the menu that asterisks are, our signature items. So like the Elvis has peanut butter in it. The infamous PB&J has jam in it. Those are our two signatures.
Gotcha.
Does that make sense?
Yes. I understand what you're doing.
Okay. I was going to say, for you, it'd be ribs. Sweet racks.
Because you're basing it off a name and not what is actually selling. You're too hung up on a name. Huh?
A rack's sweet. And it's really hot in the truck. Our butts are smoking. I got my...
Go to any restaurant, Skippy, and you look and see, like a normal restaurant, places that actually do have featured or they go out of their way to let you know what a special, or not a special item, but a signature item is.
Yeah.
It's never one. It 90% of the time probably doesn't have name of restaurant in it at all, or even that kind of thing. I mean, maybe a train-themed restaurant has the choo-choo wrap, but it's, for me, it's what sells best, not anything else. Why are people coming to the truck? A lot of them is for a loaded mac and cheese. So,
I got it.
But yeah, I've thought about doing a section of the menu where it's, favorites or something like that, and it's, bestseller, and then it's, truck recommendations, and having those off on a second, which would be kind of like the signature things, These are the things that we recommend because they sell and they're what we feel are the best things on the truck. I think that's what your signature item should be, is what you feel is the best things that you offer.
True. I would go with that, yeah.
So,
do you like olives?
No.
Okay.
The devil's grapes? No, I don't like those.
The devil's grapes. I know you're not a blue cheese. Well, I don't think you're a blue cheese.
Nope, no blue cheese, no olives. Are you looking for recipe ideas? Is that what you're doing right now? Will you focus on the podcast?
No, I'm actually on Patty Matter's website. I was looking at their burgers.
Yeah, their olive burger is a pretty good item.
But as far as you could do any burger, but use brisket instead. That's how I got the idea for the Elvis. Is we had a peanut butter on the burger, and it was.
And that's where you got the idea.
I had that before I saw your menu, pal. So yeah. But like certain things that were on here was like, we did a couple weeks ago when I had my refrigerator die on me. We had a special that I was really looking forward to that we have to go back to because we haven't done it yet. Because I was only open for like 2 hours. Was the Junkyard Dog. It was our jalapeno cheddar sausage topped with pulled pork and sauce.
Yeah, Pam has asked for a similar type of sandwich. She's throwing that one out there.
We have a food truck over here called Hot Rods, and he goes by the name of Junkyard because he can fix anything, I guess.
How did your jalapeno poppers go?
Sold out every time I had them. They were good.
And not too bad to make, and they hold pretty good.
I cheated, so that's fine.
What do you mean you cheated?
I cheated.
You can't say you cheated and not explain to our listeners how you cheated.
At my Sam's Club, you can buy them in bulk that are already made.
All right, you cheated. I have a question.
I sprinkled them with rub and I threw them on there. They were already made for me.
So I have an issue with my sandwich prep table. Not a huge issue. It's not that anything's wrong.
It's not big enough?
I haven't noticed, and I'm sure it happened in previous years, just with it being so humid out, that we get so much condensation on the inside of it.
Oh, yeah.
From it being, like, if we have empty containers in there, overnight there'll be like that much water in them.
I've noticed that.
That much condensation. And could I put a piece of foam board on the underside, like on the flip up part, to try to keep as much cold air in as possible? I don't know. I mean, I'm curious if anybody else has tried to think of a solution to that. Because my concern is the condensation when things are not wrapped, like during the day, like on a long day of service when stuff's unwrapped, and then we get that condensation inside the peppers, we get it in the onions and stuff, and then we're losing product. So I don't know. There's got to be a better way.
They make covers.
Okay. We cover stuff overnight.
Instead of wrapping and unwrapping.
Well, we don't wrap and unwrap during the day. We just leave them unwrapped. But yeah, I got what you're saying. But I also know how this would go. Is that those covers would never end up on, especially during service day. Like the moving on and off would get so tedious.
So do you think? So when you park your trailer at night, the only thing that's really on is the smoker and your prep table, right?
Yeah, the refrigerator and the sandwich prep table, and that's it.
Can you pop your?
We let our air conditioner run overnight.
Oh, you do?
Yeah. If it's not going to be super cool, like it was last night, and it actually was running last night, and it was 59 degrees in here when I walked in this morning. Yeah, I'll let it run overnight, just because it gets so stuffy in here with all the compressors and stuff.
Do you have a 50 amp cord or a 30 amp cord?
30 amp cord. But my fridge and my sandwich prep table don't pull hardly anything.
No, it's the air.
Yeah.
So do you turn your air off when you turn your warmer on in the morning?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, as soon as I turn anything, but I could run both of them if they weren't on the same leg of the power.
Yeah, I ran everything off a 30 amp plug when I was at an open house last weekend. It seemed to work okay.
As long as your stuff's separated so it's on separate legs of the power. But if everything you have running, like my AC and my proofing cabinet are on the same leg of the power.
So did you buy a new generator or get it fixed or what?
I don't think there's any getting it fixed. And that was me not doing proper planned maintenance on it. And not doing the oil changes that probably needed to be done on it.
Okay. So what are we going to do?
We replaced it.
Oh, you replaced it?
Yeah, Chris went that day. We had another one before we started dinner. So in between locations. What's that?
At what point do you just put it back on the trailer and get a big one?
Never.
You're not going to do that anymore?
No, I don't think we'll ever have one mounted again. I don't know. Every one that I've seen, the layout of the generator's been, the orientation of where the plugs are versus the muffler, have all been wrong for how we would need to have it on there. Because we need the exhaust to point out the backside of the trailer away from the service window, and then still be able to have access to the plugs and starter and everything. So right now, everyone that I've seen pretty much that I would want to get that's still quiet is the other orientation. So where the plugs,
Weren't you talking about the Kubota one?
I don't think so.
Well, I remember. Well, it's probably a while ago.
Yeah, I'm good with the 2 parallel ones. It doesn't bother me at all, and they're light enough that if we have to unhook, it's not a huge deal taking them out of the trailer. Yeah, it's convenient having them on the trailer, but at that point, we'd have to get such a large one. A large one to just do one, that it's gonna be a lot noisier. And it's not something we can move away from the trailer and point the exhaust in a specific direction to try to make it quieter, type of thing, you know?
Makes sense.
And then you get the extra vibration in the trailer from the generator running. Yeah, I'm a big fan of having them in the truck right now.
Makes sense. I get it.
So, yeah, it works for us, and yeah, if we invested in one of those boxes that does the ventilation and keeps the noise down. But from what I've seen, those are like $1,000.
Yeah. I mean, you talking about the zombie box, or are you talking about?
Yeah. To where it keeps out all the noise, but it has built-in ventilation because you still have to have the air movement through it, so it doesn't overheat.
Yeah, I mean the Kubota ones, the low boys. I mean they're nice, but they're expensive.
Yeah. So for what I mean, so I got the next.
I didn't realize it was a mini diesel engine.
So I got another Champion, so I could still link it with the one I have. But I got the next one up, which was only $900 at Cabela's, and it's got an electric start on it. It's got a remote start on it.
Okay. Yeah.
So it's a little heavier. It's a little bit louder, but we have now had an issue with that one. And again, probably user error, where the link cable wasn't either in all the way or it vibrated a little bit loose. So now that has melted the link cable and the port a little bit. So what's probably going to end up happening is I'm going to get 2 more of those generators, have those 2 in the truck, and then we're going to strap cables as best as we can. Hold on a second. And then use the third one as a spare. What's that? Yes, sir? You raised your hand?
I would let you know I had a question. At what point don't you just get a big one, like the 9500? So you only have to deal with it. So I had 2 3500s that I paralleled together every time.
Yeah.
And to me that was like the worst because, well, my parallel cables kept breaking because they're not made to be. I mean, even I had them strapped down, everything. But having this one, the only thing I need to do is drop the tailgate.
Assuming you can stay connected.
Oh, I don't have a choice. Like
what do you do at a 2-day festival?
I'll take it out. I'll bring Rams and take it out of the truck. But no, when I'm set up, I have to drop the tailgate, or else the CO2 sensor goes out.
So I don't have enough room in between my jack and my trailer, my tailgate, to drop my tailgate.
I don't drop it all the way. I just drop it on top of the jack stand.
Mine rests right on the lower button.
Yeah, mine does too. But it gives it enough. It says you need 5 feet, but it gives it enough to move air. Even though you figure it would be in a open environment that it should be fine, but it doesn't.
Is your exhaust pointing towards the tailgate?
Yes.
Oh, so ours points into the bed of the truck. So it's got plenty of room to get out.
Well, I think for me that'd be worse because I put mine at the end of, or at the beginning of the bed of the truck, so it points towards the tailgate.
Oh, so you're at
They still have all that room.
Weird. It's weird that does that.
It happens to a lot of the Predators. It's not just mine.
Again, I'm okay with my 2 small ones that I've had zero problems with the link cables until now, and I think that was all just it wasn't pushed in all the way because we were in a hurry trying to get it up and running. And then so
I'd love to mount it to my trailer somewhere, but there's nowhere I can mount it. So.
I've thought about trying to do it too, and it's just I don't want to go with a bigger one that's going to be louder, because it's going to be louder, because we've had issues with events in Grand Rapids where people have not been invited back places.
Where does your exhaust? Is it out the side or out the back?
Out the back.
Yeah. I was going to say, you can probably have somebody fab you up like a tier system where you can put one on top of the other on like a metal rack kind of thing. But so your exhaust goes the opposite side and still put it on your tongue.
Right. So, I don't know. It's working for us. Anyways, everybody.
That's awesome.
That's the show today.
Oh, 11:31. All right.
Yeah. We'll be back next week, and then I got to talk to Skippy about what we're doing the following 2 Mondays, because I will be traveling both of those days. So,
oh boy,
maybe we do a Sunday show that week if schedules work out. So
we'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out. We're coming up on 1 year, everybody. 1 year of these stupid shows.
So we're episode like 48, 49?
Well, more than that, because we had doubles. So if you look at the episode count, it's like we're like 70. But I went off of air dates to figure out where our year was. That, and you mentioned we got our renewal. So, anyways, everybody have a good week. Happy selling, happy eating, and we will see you here next week. Bye.